Come on. Ooh. All right, sorry about that. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another MLB The Show 25 stream here on Twitch. I'm NextJGGen24. Today we're going to be resuming the Multiplayer Forever program grind that I had resumed yesterday after I completed the Captain Blizzard program, drop 3. So we're just looking at the missions here a little bit. We're still a ways away with the home runs. I suspect that the total bases will get done. I could certainly try the stolen bases as well. Excuse me. Maybe the runs. I don't think it's impossible to think I could get 11. Strikeouts, maybe, but it's harder to do that in the event. It's actually much easier if I did that in ranked seasons. But, we'll certainly give it a try. It can happen. But I'd say most likely total bases and stolen bases are going to get done. Or even the runs, actually. The runs are more likely. Because stolen bases, it's tough. I know I only need 5 more, but I'm about to replace Pete Crow Armstrong because, well, he's super factored. I don't need him there anymore. Let's see. Who can we put in there? I mean, Marcy would be good. I actually liked using Marcy. So we'll throw Marcy in there, make sure that he's good. He's not, or he's going to be behind Trey Turner. And we got that lefty matchup going here. So nice, even righty-lefty mix with a switch hitter in there and Cal Raleigh. Pitchers are still the same. You know what? I think I'm going to add a bit more here than I think I'm just going to add more because some of these guys I've struggled with anyway or haven't even used. I am so sorry about that. It's my lunch. I just ate lunch, so Tanner Scott at least gives me another lefty arm. Yeah, I think this is good here. All right, so we'll move on with that. I pray to God that there's so more news in terms of MLB. I guess I'll take a look at ESPN while I'm here. Oh, hold on. My opponent wants to ready up. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there was Kyle Finnegan. I saw that. No, that doesn't look like there are any news other than Finnegan. Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Didn't want any surprises because I didn't. The only way that I found out about the Edwin Diaz deal was that I was looking through my emails, and I guess I get emails for MLB breaking news, and that's where I saw that not only did Schwarber re-sign with the Phillies, but Diaz chose the Dodgers, and that's how I came to find out. So, to say the least, I was not very happy when I saw that email. I thought maybe it was a bit of a joke, but then I looked on social media, and sure enough, there it was. So I've had time to. I've had a little under 24 hours to kind of process my feelings and everything. Ooh, look at that, Jacob Marcy already coming through. First time in the lineup in this event, and yet he's coming through. Golly. Anyway, so I've had just under a day to be able to process the news and everything, and my frustration is still with the Mets front office. And I think a lot of people pointed it out, which is, how do you get outbid by the Los Angeles Dodgers?
The first baseman, Vladimir.
And according to reports, you know, the Mets thought they were going to get another chance to be able to make a final offer to Edwin Diaz, but Diaz's camp turned right around to the Dodgers and said, I'm going to sign with you guys. So the signing took the Mets completely off guard. But again, reports indicate that Diaz's split with the Mets came after they announced the signing with Williams, and apparently did give him a heads up. So there's a lot to unpack here on this. Like I said, at the very top, how could you be outbid by the Dodgers? You have Steve Cohen as your owner, who's not afraid to spend money. He proved that last offseason with Juan Soto's signing. And you lost your closer, who has been arguably the best closer the Mets have had since probably Billy Wagner or John Franco. Actually, since Jerry's Familia, when Familia had that 50 saves, I think that was, 2015, 2016, something like that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Batting second, the right fielder, Mookie. Betts.
Hold on, I got a little sidetracked there. I'm trying to think. Where did I leave off? Before you interrupted me, what was I saying? Dang. Oh yeah, I was talking about, Mets getting outbid. You have Steve Cohen as your owner, and yet you still got outbid by the Los Angeles Dodgers. It doesn't make a lot of sense. What also doesn't make any sense is why Edwin Diaz believed that he deserved a heads up over Devin Williams. Like, no. You were a free agent. That's probably the thing that I'm most upset about with Diaz, is the fact that he felt like he should have been given a heads up from the Mets about signing Williams. Like, no. They don't owe you a heads up. They don't. You find out just like the rest of us do. Now, if you want to know the logic behind it, your camp could have called up the Mets and said, hey, what's this signing all about? And I'm sure they would have clarified, saying, oh yeah, we want him as a setup man so that, he could get to you. And I'm sure that would have clarified it. Diaz, the way that the report sounds makes it seem like that Diaz thought there were only two choices for the Mets between him and Devin Williams, and since they signed Williams, well, that must mean that they don't want him. What? So that's the only thing I'm angry about with Diaz, is that he thought he was entitled to that. But otherwise, the Mets mishandled this badly. And I have very little confidence now that the Mets are going to re-sign Pete Alonso. Because why would he want to return?
Batting 8, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
You know, especially since the Mets seem to indicate that they don't want to go more than 3. Pete Alonso wants to get more, and all these expert guys saying, "Oh, well, he'll be lucky if he gets 5 years." How about we let the teams negotiate that for themselves, and then we'll worry about if he gets it or not. You know, like stop trying to analyze negotiations from afar. Okay? That's how we got all these stupid rumors going around. Now with the power of social media, now people just believe anything.
Leading off for the Bambino, the catcher, Gary Carter.
So, we'll see what happens with Alonso, but I think the fact that they lost Diaz kind of makes me believe they're not going to get Alonso either. And that has me concerned about what happens with Soto after the 5th season. Like, why would he want to stick around with the team? I know he's going to get paid over $50 million, but why would he want to stick around and wait through a rebuild when he's in the prime of his career and is a MVP caliber player? You know? Why would he wait around for them? I wouldn't. So this has serious implications. The Mets need to make moves. If they don't make moves, I think it's less and less likely that they end up keeping Soto after the 5th season. And I think if that happens, then Steve Cohen is going to look like a fool. He's going to look like just another Wilpon. Now look, if you don't want to battle, or if you don't feel like you can battle the Los Angeles Dodgers, I mean, that's fine. But, and this was the biggest thing that I said in the stream yesterday, which is I wanted a plan from David Stearns. What is the plan? Are we rebuilding? Are the Mets rebuilding? Are they still going to try and be competitive? And I didn't get any of those answers. I got, we still have a long off season. He stood there with his smug smile and basically did not give me an answer. And that frustrates me because I'm a fan. Right? I'm investing a lot of money by buying tickets. Okay, I'm going to be investing a lot of money trying to buy tickets. And food, drinks at the games. If I'm going to take more people with me, going to have to spend quite a bit of money. And, do I want merchandise? Do I want, any kind of merch? Foam fingers, jerseys, hats, shirts. Do I want any of that? It's an investment. Both of my time, because I'm taking time out of my week and investing it into the Mets. And if I'm not getting a return on that, guess what? I'm not investing anymore. I'm not saying that's the end of my fandom, but if the Mets are thinking that I'm going to be at any games next year at Citi Field, unless I see the wildest offseason ever, I don't think I'm going to Citi Field next year. I think I'm just going to sit it out. I don't care what promotions they do. I don't care what, even if they give away tickets for free. I'd be like, I don't care.
0-1.
I don't care. So
No ball, 2 strikes.
I want to see a plan. And if David Stearns and Steve Cohen aren't going to provide me that plan, then I'm not going to Citi Field. I don't want to. I got better things to do with my time and money. You know? I invested a lot of time this past season in the Mets, going to games on Tuesdays, buying hot dogs and popcorn and soda. I invested a lot of time in that. Took a day out of my weekday or out of my weekend to be able to do that. If I don't get that return, bye. But the Mets won't care. They won't care because people are still going to go to stadiums, and that's fine. Where people are still going to go to the games, that's fine. But just don't expect me there unless there's a massive move that the Mets make. Now, I think for starters, one would be re-sign Pete Alonso. Because if you lose him, forget it. You lose Pete Alonso, that's the end of the offseason. I don't even care if you get Cody Bellinger. I don't care if you get Michael King. Hell, I don't care if you even trade for Tarek Skubal. You're not going to have any offense. And if you don't have offense, you could get the best pitchers in the world, and it would not make a bit of a difference. No offense, no runs. And no runs means they only have to give up 1 run. Or the bullpen would only have to give up 1 run for the team to win. I mean, you would have thought that the Mets would have learned that lesson after 2018 with Jacob deGrom. But apparently not. So we'll see what happens, but they better get Pete Alonso. Otherwise, I don't see how this offseason could be saved. As for Diaz, I don't blame him. I'm not, other than him thinking that he earned the right to be notified about Williams signing prior to it happening. There's nothing I could be angry with him about. He took the most money. He went to a team that's likely going to win a World Series. And like I said in my stream, wouldn't you do the same? If anything, I'll say right now that I think Steve Cohen has a big pile over his face right now. And he's looked at as nothing more than a joke. Nothing more than someone, an owner that free agents can go to, say, hey, what's your best offer? And they could take that offer, turn around, go right to the teams they want to sign them and say, okay, this is what the Mets are offering me. What can you offer? And then they'll get a better deal, and then the Mets are just gonna be jokes. They're never gonna sign anyone. And hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Batting
But
the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
but I think that's the way MLB free agents are looking at this. Is they could go to the Mets, they could get a good offer,
That's out.
and then they're going to turn around, go to the teams they want to, and say, this is what the Mets are offering.
Ball, that's in.
You know? Now, I, for one, never believed that David Stearns is a GM. I never believed it. Okay, he is a president of baseball operations. These are two different jobs. So he needs to step back from one of those roles. I'd rather he step back from GM and let someone like Carlos Beltran come up and, you know, let him get a chance. Let him show what he wants to do, or what he can do.
Now pitching.
But right now, David Stearns, and let's be clear, okay? Everyone seems to forget about, everyone seems to believe that Stearns or that Stearns is a good general manager. Let's recap here for a second. His tenure started with the Mets in 2024. And a lot of people are like, oh, that was such a good season. Good season? I'm sorry, were we watching the same season? Because there was a time in the middle of May, end of May actually, when everything was just going wrong for the Mets. Everything. Okay, they had one of the worst leagues, one of the worst records in baseball. I mean, they were pretty much out of the division race.
I got one ball, one.
It got so bad to the one point where one of their own players, as much of a cancer as he is, one of their own players was calling them the worst effing team in the league. And then they got bailed out. That's all it is. David Stearns got bailed out by Jose Iglesias and JD Martinez. Those two getting on the roster was the only reason the Mets saved that season. Okay? And you can argue, oh, but they went to the NLCS. They were 2 wins away. Yeah, because they finally had the chemistry. And I would argue that was not David Stearns' doing. That was Carlos Beltran's doing, because Carlos is the one who suggested that the Mets bring up Jose Iglesias. He was the one. He's the one that's been in David Stearns and Steve Cohen's ears and saying, okay, call these guys up. We believe they're ready. So I would credit Carlos Beltran more for Jose Iglesias than I would David Stearns. Because I'm sure that David Stearns, if it were up to him, he wouldn't have even brought up Jose Iglesias. And I know, and maybe Jorge Lopez actually did have a point, calling them the worst effing team in the league. If you remember 2023... okay, Tommy Pham went on an absolute tear on the Mets, saying this was the least hardest working team excuse me, in the league. So it's not just Jorge Lopez that was saying it. It was freaking Tommy Pham as well. Now, when one guy says it, that's one thing. Okay, probably disgruntled, probably not happy with the current situation, blah, blah, blah.
He's out.
Fine. But when a second player says it, there's a problem.
Julio Rodriguez.
So I do not give David Stearns a pass on 2024. It was a terrible team that got bailed out because of OMG and Grimace and Jose Iglesias and JD Martinez. That is it. 2025, you go out, you sign the best player on the free agency market, and you tell fans, hey, come out to the stadiums and we're going to be even better. Well, the fans did, and you didn't even get to the playoffs. So, if anything, right now, David Stearns should be in the hot seat.
Ball 1, no strikes. 2-0.
Okay? Just like Carlos Mendoza's butt is going to be in the hot seat beginning of next year, especially if the Mets get off to a bad start, David Stearns should do it too, because after all, David Stearns is the one who hired Carlos Mendoza. He's the one that said, that's our manager, after Buck Showalter.
Hey! 0-1.
So, if your manager fails, then you fail. There's no, we just couldn't put it together. You put this team together. You went out, you let players walk, you didn't develop players, you didn't sign players, or you only signed enough players to keep it, to somehow put together a team. That's all you did, Stearns.
2 strikes.
I got a news flash for him. This is not Milwaukee. You're not penny pinching your way thinking that somehow you're gonna get lightning in a bottle. No, this is New York City. Fans expect greatness. Fans expect wins. They expect teams to go out and get the best free agents possible. And if you don't do that, guess what? You're not made for this town. We'll find someone else. Believe me. I don't think Steve Cohen should be patient with David Stearns. He needs to have a meeting with him, and he needs to lay it and make it clear to Stearns that they need to build a winning roster. If they don't do that, Stearns is out. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's out.
Ball, that's inside.
So we're watching Stearns. And if Steve Cohen doesn't have that meeting and still thinks that Stearns is running the team well, guess what? He can expect fewer and fewer and fewer fans at the ballpark. And believe me, we will do it. After all, 2023, we didn't put up with that. We knew where it was going. So if Steve Cohen wants a repeat of 2023, Met fans will happily oblige if they don't go signing top players now. Strike 3, sit out. And you don't believe me? Check the beginning of 2024, where it was 0-5. Even Gary Cohen remarked that nobody was in the ballpark. Now, granted, that was a Tuesday. It was midday. People are working. You could give the excuse to that. But Gary Cohen said it best. It felt like rock bottom. Believe me, Met fans can make it seem like it is rock bottom. So, we're watching, Stearns. You do nothing,
Inside,
believe me, fans are not going to be interested. And you're going to lose Soto. Lindor is probably going to lose his smile. And then no top free agent is going to want to sign with the Mets. They watch this. They see, oh, Juan Soto didn't want to stick around with the Mets, and he got a 15-year deal, made him the highest paid baseball player over Shohei Ohtani, and he didn't want to stick around with the Mets.
Now batting.
That's the future that awaits Steve Cohen and David Stearns if they don't do something this offseason. Cohen will lose all credibility. No top free agent will ever sign with the Mets again. That's exactly how I see it. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong.
Nope. Ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball.
Well, at least I'll get a run out of it.
Ball one. Ball two.
I think I caught a break there.
He beat it.
Now
Bringing in Chapman. Oh, Duran. So we'll see what happens with free agency. GG's to my opponent. But David Stearns, you're on the clock. If there's no movement, there will be no fans. Oh, I must have done something here. Let's see. Yep. What did I do? No, it couldn't have been the runs. Nope, it wasn't the runs. Was it the total bases? Yes, that's what it was. I think I could get used to wearing a brace for a while if it means it will heal. Of surgery? Well, here's hoping. I think the point of the brace is just to keep your knee in place, right? Isn't that what the purpose is? Right, I need 6 more runs. Okay, so I think I had Soler last time, so I've got Delgado, Musina, and Riley, as well as 2 rewind flawless packs. So give me 1 second because I'm going to go to my inventory here. Start with the Yankees. Okay. Yeah, I figured that's what the purpose of it was. I mean, look, I'm not a doctor, but you know. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens with your surgery. Okay, Seaver is the most expensive right up. Actually, it's Helsley. There you go. That's good. Yeah, having no structural damage. Yeah, maybe a surgery won't be necessary. All right, so it looks like it's only Helsley. Well, sounds like it turned out for the best. $13.99. I don't think I'm gonna get. Oh, $13,999. Yeah, and Charleston is $13,979. Oh, 14 grand here for Frank Thomas. 1407 for Tim Raines. Yeah, I think I'll go Tim Raines since he's 14,007. All right, here's hoping someone buys it. But we'll now head back into Moonshot. Gotta keep going. Need 6 more runs for another 20 program stars. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Oh, they're doing the whole Stark bench cut thing with
For New Jersey, the shortstop, Trey Turner.
with third base, and the options are Chipper Jones, Jose Ramirez, or Chase Headley. I'll start Jose. Cut Chipper, bench Headley.
He's out.
That's, I guess that's what I would do.
Batting second, the center fielder, Jacob Marcy.
Nope, that's inside. Foul ball. Hey, 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3.
Batting third, the catcher, Cal Raleigh.
Out.
see. I'm trying to find something.
Leading off for the Blazers, the second baseman, Mookie Betts.
Ball.
Mets checking in on Kyle Tucker. Okay, great. Checking in and signing are two different things.
Ball. Ball one, no strike. Ball, that's inside. That's ball three. Ball four.
Wow.
First base.
Batting fourth, the right fielder,
Come on, Trey. Can't make those kinds of errors.
Yeah. One ball, two strikes. Ball two. 2-2 to count.
And that's why. I feel like I should just quit. Just quit and move on to the next game.
Ball one's the count. Ball one. Two balls, two strikes.
At least I finally got him out.
Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez. Now pitching, Tanner Scott.
He's out.
Oh God, what am I gonna find here?
Francisco Lindor.
Ah, there it is. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this offseason will be a failure for the Mets because Pete Alonso is heading to the
One
Orioles.
ball, one strike.
That's it. He got the 5 years. Remember where everyone said he'd be crazy to get 5 years? Guess what? The Orioles gave him 5 years. They gave him the 5. They were willing to go that far. So what now, David Stearns? What now? You missed. You lost out on Diaz. You lost out on Alonso. What's next? What's next? If I were David Stearns right now, I would just come out and say we're punting. We're going to rebuild. It may piss off Soto, but at least there will be a plan. God, the last 2 days have sucked as a Mets fan. The last 2 days have sucked. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, Froggy. Yep, I was just talking about it. The Mets look like fools. They absolutely look like fools right now. I have no confidence whatsoever in David Stearns anymore. You let Diaz walk, you let Alonso walk. What's the alternative? Because now I'm looking at this and I don't see Soto returning. I'd get ready. I'd start trading off as many pieces as possible. David Stearns, if you didn't believe in this roster, fine, you should have said that. But mind you, this was the same roster that got to the NLCS in 2024. And all it took was one offseason for that roster, most of that roster, to actually be depleted. Because now, no more Alonso, no more Diaz. No more.
Full count.
Congratulations, David Stearns. You made the Mets look like fools. Richest owner in the MLB. One of the richest owners in the MLB. You couldn't retain the guys that the fans wanted.
Ball inside.
I don't blame Alonso. Just like I don't blame Diaz. Don't blame him one bit.
Leading off for Baltimore, the second baseman, Mookie Betts.
You know what? I'm starting to wonder if that signing, that Edwin Diaz signing, just made up Pete Alonso's mind.
He's safe.
There's also no Jacob deGrom either. We don't have deGrom.
Ball one.
So, I don't know what else I could say.
He's out.
Mets are getting burned by their own players. It's not even like, oh, Kyle Tucker or Kyle Schwarber snubs the Mets for the Phillies. No. This is Pete Alonso, homegrown, Rookie of the Year, two-time home run derby champion, leaving the Mets. Edwin Diaz, two-time
Count 1-0.
two-time NL reliever of the year, leaves the Mets. In a few years, it'll be Juan Soto, it'll be Francisco Lindor.
Mike Trout.
1-0.
Yeah, in all honesty, I didn't think he was coming back to the Mets either. I think the whole Diaz thing just kind of solidified it. Hello, Hoopin. You called me on the greatest day ever. Because less than 24 hours after Edwin Diaz signs with the Dodgers, Pete Alonso is going to Baltimore. So the Mets have just lost 2 players.
Leading off for New Jersey, the right fielder, Addison.
And what do we have right now? We have Devin Williams. That's who we have.
Barger.
That's exactly who the Mets have right now.
Number
We have
72.
Devin Williams. Orioles paid him. They gave him that 5 years he was looking for. An agent said he would be lucky if he got 5. Well, you know what? Orioles are willing to go 5.
No balls, 2 strikes.
I told you, Hoopin, he was not going to the Dodgers. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad move on the Orioles' part. It's just the Mets. The Mets. Complete clowns right now. Honestly, the MLB is laughing at this right now. Because here was Steve Cohen, who came in and said he was going to build a team that he could spend money on. He was going to build a team and have lots of money to be able to spend. Well, I got news for you, Steve. And when Diaz left, Pete Alonso left, and I'm pretty sure in 4 years, I'm not going to be surprised by this,
All 1.
Juan Soto's going to leave.
No, he's in there. Runner. Hey. I got a ball, 1 strike.
So congratulations.
Hey, 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Why would he want to stay?
Ball, that's inside.
He's got no team. Honestly, I bet right now, he's regretting to even signing with the Mets. He should have just signed with the Yankees. At least he'd be on a winner.
Inside ball.
He only wanted to sign for the money. So he got his money. He's going to get his money. And then in 5, this is why he had an opt-out after 5 years. Because if things don't go well, he can opt out and then go to another team. And they got Pete Alonso to do it. And actually, I think, is Baltimore going to come... Is Baltimore going to come to New York this year? Let's see. Before I continue on here, I want to see. But they have bats. They have a young core. See, I know the Mets went to Baltimore last year, so I think Baltimore's going to come to Citi Field this year. It's not till September. Yeah, not till September. September 14th, 15th, and the 16th. That's when the Orioles are going to visit Citi Field. So, nope. Nope. I'm super pissed. Yep. I don't think we have a choice at this point. It's either him or Juan Soto. Why would you name someone a captain if there looks like it's less likely they're going to be sticking around after 2029? So, congratulations, Lindor. You get to be the captain of a team that sucks or that's going to suck.
Nope.
Yeah,
Batting
you're
catcher,
disappointed. I'm pissed off.
Runner. Nope, that's a ball.
I'm pissed off.
Hey. Yeah, on the tag, he's out.
No, it shouldn't have, but it did. And now, Pete Alonso is an Oriole. Edwin Diaz is a Dodger.
0-1.
And if I'm Juan Soto, I'm calling up Scott Boras and I'm saying, find me some way to get back to the Yankees or some team that's actually going to win. Oh, they're right now. They're just going to be gloating. They're just going to be gloating about the Mets misfortune. So they're going to be laughing now. So I say let them. Won't be anything for me to get excited about this year with the Mets. Oh, they've checked in. They've checked in. I can't believe this is the last year that I'm gonna see Edwin Diaz and Pete Alonso in a Mets uniform. Can't believe it.
Batting fourth, the catcher, Jimmy.
Alonso? Oh, Kyle Tucker.
Batting seventh, the left fielder, Chipper
Oh,
Jones. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Jason Kipnis.
I guess I just got so gut punched yesterday with Diaz that I'm just like I have no reaction to Pete Alonso. If I'm Steve Cohen, there is no talks. There's going to be yelling. It's not talk. It's David Stearns. I'm telling him, you either get this offseason back on track or consider yourself out of a job before the season even starts. That's what I would tell him.
Ball one.
Get your ass in the high gear now.
Ball, that's inside.
Hopefully Pete enjoys Baltimore. I thought it was a cool stadium when I went there in earlier this year. I thought it was a cool stadium.
Bellinger.
Hey.
So I hope he enjoys it. And I have no ill feelings towards him.
Safe.
If anything, my frustration.
The third baseman, Matt.
Yep. Let that just show you.
Now pitching, John Gurhan.
Ball one. 1-0. Nope, that's down. Aye. 2-2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's funny because when I went there earlier this year, I actually got up on the jumbotron.
3.
So my first game at Oriole Park, and I got up on the jumbotron.
Now pitching, Mason Montgomery.
Aye. All ones the count. Foul ball.
Squirt gun? No, I got that, but there's a Baltimore Orioles fan with a squirt gun? I never saw that at Oriole Park.
Ball, that's out.
Didn't see him. Wow. Okay, I missed out then. Oh, well, no wonder why I didn't see him. I was along the first baseline.
Out.
So how could I have seen someone... Oh, no, wait. No, I know who you're talking about now. Oh, yeah, now you refreshed my memory a little bit. When you said right field, then I was like, oh, now, yeah, that guy. I saw him from... But I never interacted with him. I'm glad that he has a sense of humor. Lord knows I could use one right now.
Count 1-0. Runner.
I guess so. If he's there at every... Oh, a center field? I could have sworn he was in left field when I saw him.
Leading off for the Wolves, the right fielder, Addison Barger.
Like that in-between area from the wall to the stands. I think he was in left field. Maybe he switched that day. I mean, it was the kids' day. I guess they had the youth league or whatever. No, I could have sworn he was left field. It's fine. It's whatever. I know who you're talking about. The guy who literally sprays fans with the water gun. Yeah.
Now batting, the center fielder, Jacob Marcy.
Alright, well, GG's to my opponent. Honestly, I'm just so pissed off with the Mets right now. I really want to take out my frustrations. Oh, dude. Dude, I saw Paul Skeens pitch in Pittsburgh earlier this year. I was lucky enough to be there for that game. And my God, was it something else. Just watching him, oh man. It's like an out-of-body experience. That's the only way I can describe it. Which is why I'm not fond, or why I have very little hope that the Mets are going to be able to pound him in the opening day. I think the Mets may very well lose that one. Not even sure if they're going to be able to win any of those games. Nice. Good for you. Yeah, I mean, they're just fun to collect, I guess. I really don't care for them, personally. It's just something for me
Leading off for
to
the
do.
Bulls, the shortstop, Trey Turner.
Mm-hmm. He actually got more than Schwarber. Five more $1 million than Schwarber. Because it's what, 5 years, 155 million? Yeah. So that's even more than Schwarber.
Batting third, the catcher, Cal Raleigh.
Aye. Safe.
I'll tell you what the heck is. I'll tell you what is going on. The Mets, specifically their front office and their owner, now looks like fools. They now look like fools. Because here they were creating this culture of everyone's going to want to come here because we're going to spend money and we're going to build the best team and blah, blah, blah. Exactly what the Dodgers are doing right now. And instead, they traded away Brendan Nimmo for Marcus Semien. They let Edwin Diaz go to LA, and now they just let Pete Alonso go to Baltimore. And I totally predict that the Met fans are going to boo Alonso. I should have dove. What's weird is that the biggest signing the Mets have had right now is Devin Williams. That's the biggest signing.
Hey! He's out.
It just sucks now because my USA baseball shirt now is pointless. Unless, I guess if Alonso is still going to keep the number 20 on the Orioles. I mean, I'm so flustered right now that I can't even hit.
Leading off for the Gators, the second baseman, number 24.
I don't know about unexpected, but
Now pitching.
oh, yeah, I kind of thought he would go to Red Sox too, but oh, there we go. I mean, he chose the Orioles. They paid him more than Kyle Schwarber, so
No, he's out.
Batting it, the first
my only
baseman.
question now, to David Stearns is, what's the plan? What's the plan? Because now you lost out on Alonso. So now you have a ton of holes that you need to fill. Nope. Think of that. And maybe that's why Alonso never seriously considered the Mets. Because they weren't gonna give him, or they didn't even make him an offer. There's no loyalty there. There was loyalty to the Mets, but there's no loyalty to the from the team.
Leading off for New Jersey, the third baseman, Matt Chapman. Now pitching, Ray.
I'm not even looking at social media right now. Because I already know what I'm going to see. And I don't want to see it. But I will message my coworker, who's also a Mets fan.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'll message him. Well, after this game, because this game is going to be over.
Batting up, the right fielder, Addison Barber.
I'm going to tell him, thank God the party is tonight. Oh, I'm sure he's not.
The batter, number 7, baseman, Trey Turner.
One ball, two strikes.
That's what he wanted, and that's what he got. There were a lot of reports that that was what he was getting, but apparently Baltimore's like, screw it. We'll give you 5 years. It's just really crazy to me. It is really, really, really crazy. When this year ended, oh, I know about that. I know that David Peterson was on the trade block. I think David Stearns wants to get rid of this roster. I think he didn't like what they had and is trying to tear it down. And if I'm David Peterson, I'm thinking, thank God. The way this team is going, yeah, thank God. Thank God, put me on the trade block. Let me get out of this disaster. And if I'm Starling Marte, I'm like, I don't want to be here. Yeah, no, I'd rather just sit out this year.
Leading off for the Wolves, the shortstop, Trey Turner.
He's out.
This party cannot come soon enough for me. Mm-hmm. Yep. Only way it could get worse, they trade Juan Soto.
0-1's the count.
He may request it. They may get rid of him. And that's it. It'll only be Lindor.
He's out.
At this point, I view the Mets only as a destination where players go to redeem themselves. Luis Severino was a great example of that.
Batting second, the center fielder, Mike Trout.
Well, that's only if he approves it, which...
Runner!
I mean, at that point, David Stearns might as well be fired. Carlos Mendoza should be fired.
Hey! He's dead.
And see, Cohen, get ready for a long, long, long rebuild. Hope he's patient. He's David Stearns' guy. He's the one that David Stearns hired as president of baseball operations and GM. He hired Mendoza. So, any failures that the Mets entail next year, it belongs to both David Stearns and Carlos Mendoza.
Oh, that's it.
He also decides when the bullpens get used, or how soon he goes to the bullpen. And that was not something he did very well this past season. I keep wanting to say last season, but last season is 2024, not 2025.
Leading off for the All-Star, the third baseman, Jason Wright.
Nope. Mendoza is the one who calls up the bullpen and says, this is the guy I want warming up right now.
0-1. Ball that's outside.
That's all right. At least we clarified it.
Ball. I got a ball, one strike. Got him.
Leading off for New Jersey, the left fielder, Cody Bellinger.
He's out. safe. Aye. 0-1's the count. Runner.
Sorry, Clemens. We didn't even have a shot. Didn't even get a hit in that game. That's why I was throwing fastball right down the middle. It was just a pointless game. I don't even think he got... Oh, he got 3 strikeouts. Okay. At least there's that. Didn't even think he got that. Oh, no, wait. That was his Roger Clemens. My Roger Clemens only got 1. Ugh. I just... I just want to go scorched earth right now. That's all I want to do. I want to like do something because I'm just so angry. I'm so angry, and yet I don't know what to do. Vents are not really going to help me out here. Guess I'll do this. I just want to put a beat down right now. Hell, I'll even do it against the Mets. I just hope that Steve Cohen realizes that even if he tanks, he's still going to get a 10, 10 he's still not going to keep his draft position. He'd still be not, even if he gets a top 5, he'd probably get knocked back down under 10 or under 10 pick. Unless he sheds more payroll. Well, it seems like to me that the Mets are going to be throwing this season away. So I'm trying to say that even if they do tank, they're not going to. Their position is going to be, or their position in the draft is going to be 10 spots lower because they're over the luxury tax. So they would have to shed even more payroll in order for them to get a high draft pick, which would mean getting rid of Juan Soto or Francisco Lindor.
0-1's the count. Hey! 0-2.
Where's the ball?
Hey! Inside, ball 1. Hey!
I can only imagine
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Frank Fleming. I saw his reaction to Diaz. He must have had a freaking heart attack with Pete Alonso.
Hey!
That's a good question. I don't even know.
Hey! 2. 0-2 is the count.
Maybe Mark Vientos, because it seems like they want to stick with him,
Leading off for the Wolves,
even though he's just as much of a liability at first as Pete Alonso is. Seems like it, yep.
We got a ground rule double. 2 bases.
No, I guess not. Guess they're ready to make a jump.
now pitching for the New York Mets, number 75, Reed Garrett.
They saw an opportunity and they went for it. I don't blame them.
Ball in.
They must have seen the same reports that you and I saw, which is no one was going to give Pete Alonso more than or 5 years. Oh well, that's the risk they took. That's on them.
Now pitching for the Mets, number 43, who was from
Yep. I guess we have to wait and see what happens. You mean a complete game shutout? Because I'm sure he could get a shutout. The complete game shutout would be the tougher one. Because very rarely nowadays do pitchers go beyond 6 innings. Ugh.
Hey! 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes. Ball.
I figured that's why I was saying that.
3.
Now pitching for the Orioles, number 71, Tyler Rogers.
Timeout. That hopped over. 2 bases.
Met fans have been saying that for days now.
Now batting the second baseman.
But David Stearns doesn't want to listen.
Yeah.
No, that would be Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen is the one who should come out and apologize. And the first words that I should hear out of his mouth is, David Stearns has been fired.
Whoa, that's down.
That would be the start of an apology for me. No, that's all right. I wanted to take a break from the event because I just wanted to go scorched earth. over the Mets. So I just moved on to play versus CPU and just putting a drubbing on them because I feel like they deserve it. And sure, they'll get the win. They'll get the win once I'm done. Once I'm done with this. But it's gonna be after I score more than 90 runs.
That's a ball.
Of course. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Now pitching for the Mets, number 55, Ryan Stanley.
I wouldn't. You know what? This is David Stearns' team now. Unless Steve Cohen is going to fire him today. But this is David Stearns' team. So, Stearns, lay out your plan. Tell us exactly what it is that you plan to do to make this team better. Because you let Alonso walk, you let Diaz walk, you traded away Nimmo. So what is the plan? Because now you got to fill first base, you have to fill left field, and you're hoping that Williams has a bounce back year. But you still have a bullpen to build. And you got to build a starting rotation as well. If that's the plan, then he needs to come out and say that. But that's up to him. You know, I'll call it for what I see it as, and that is that this season is a lost cause. Oh, nice. Nice. You know, the guy that I think a lot of Met fans thought the team would get, but no, it sounds like the Orioles are going to go get him now.
That's a ball. That's out. Timeout. Ground rule double. 2 bases, everybody.
You know, I hear that, I heard, now these may just be rumors, but there might be a deal in place for the Tigers to send Tarek Skubal to the Dodgers. That's all I heard. But I think there were a couple holdups. Like the fact that Skubal is not It's not signed long-term. And I think there are something about the Tigers as well. So, I mean, look, if the Dodger, at that point, I would totally accept David Stern's plan to lose and give up. Because at that point, if they get Skubal, there's no point in even competing with the Dodgers. There's no point.
Inside, ball one. Nope, that's a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Because they're just going to win the World Series.
Aye. 0-1. Aye. 0-2 is the count.
So when that goes through, I think baseball is over. Like just engrave the Dodgers name onto the commissioner trophies for 2026. Don't even bother. It'd be more of a contest to see who faces the Dodgers in the World Series.
Soto.
Ball, that's outside.
Okay, feel free. I think they had one of the highest, if not the highest payroll in all of MLB, so. I'm gonna see if my friend or my coworker responded. Nope, not yet. Okay.
Yeah. 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes.
You know I don't want to look at the reactions on X right now, but I really want to humor myself. Just see the reactions, just to see Met fans going absolutely berserk right now. I hope some of them are calling for David Stearns to be fired. 6.9 billion.
Nope.
6.9 billion. That does not sound right. Oh, that's their value. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Hey! 0-2 is the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball 1, no strikes.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, Luis Angel Acuna.
Yeah. Ben Verlander here is trying to be optimistic. He's like, you know, Steve Cohen isn't just going to sit around and watch the Mets implode. You know, something big is coming. I don't know what could possibly. Big. Me neither. I don't know what could possibly be big enough that would allow it.
Ball. 1-0.
Let's
That ball
see.
bounced over. 2 bases.
Now batting, the third baseman, Viento.
Yeah, I'm looking at the reactions right now on X. Oh, there's Edwin Diaz. Probably the last time I'll ever see him in a Mets uniform.
Ball 1.
All right, well, enjoy it. It's definitely one of the best closer entrances in the game or in baseball. May even be better than Eric Gagne's. And I thought Gagne's was pretty cool. Duran's entrance? Maybe, but I'm not a big fan of the music.
Two bases.
Why? He won't be able to live up to his brother. He knows that.
Hey. 0-1's the count.
Why would he want that pressure?
No balls, 2 strikes. He beat it. Safe. Timeout. That hopped over. 2 bases.
I mean, they're both big losses, but
Counts 1
now you have no protection for Juan Soto. So they're just going to pitch around Soto, and they're going to let him get on base, and he's not going to score. Unless you put Lindor behind him. But even then, I'm not that confident. So I would say Pete is probably the bigger loss. You know, Diaz, that was hard. That's hard. Especially a 2-time NL reliever of the year. But if you don't have the offense, there's no point in having as great of a closer as Edwin Diaz. You know, the Mets had Jacob deGrom, and he won 2 Cy Young awards, but they never got to the playoffs beyond 2015 or beyond 2016, and then he won the Cy Young awards, and they never put any offense behind him. What's the point of having that great pitching if you're not going to have the offense behind it?
Aye. No balls, 2 strikes.
I don't think you have to worry about his injury. And I say that because he doesn't really hop around anymore. So he doesn't really do that. I think he'll be fine. He certainly didn't do it when the Mets won the he didn't do it when the Mets won the wild card game. He didn't do it when the Mets won the NLDS. So
Timeout. That ball hit him.
enjoy him. Mets fans did for a few years.
Ball 1.
All right, 13 more runs, and then we're going to quit this game.
0-1's the count.
I'm going to have to start getting ready for the Christmas party.
0-2. Hey!
Strike 3, sit down.
Hey! Hey! 0-2 is the count. Aye!
Strike 3, sit down.
Aye! 0-1.
Well, that's not happening this year.
Aye! No balls, 2 strikes. Ball, that's
No
inside.
Pete Alonso, no Brandon Nimmo, no Edwin Diaz.
Three!
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball, that's too high. Ball, that's out. Ball 1, no strike.
See, now I just wonder what are Gary Cohen, Ron Darling, and Keith Hernandez gonna do. I mean, they can't really talk up the team right now. So what are they gonna do during the Mets games? Especially the blowout ones. We're gonna have to find some material. We gotta talk about something. I guess they could take a text page out of whatever the Rockies or the White Sox announcers did this past season. All right, Acuna will get the last at bat, and then I'll quit.
0-1's the count.
Richie Ashburn, superfractored. Pete Alonso, superfractored. Jesse Winker, superfractored. Cunha, tier 1. But now I have no more first basemen. And no more left fielders either, except live series. And I don't have anyone at center field either. Oh, wait, yes I do. I have Nimmo. But I need his live series card for that. First base, I guess I'm going with Tony Clark. Actually, Jose Siri could play center, and then I guess we'll see who could play DH. Maybe they don't need to. Carter's almost superfractored, as is Vientos. Soto's still a long ways. What about McNeil? Is getting close. Probably a couple more games might do it. And I don't feel like opening news packs. Yeah, you know what, guys? I'm going to call it here because I got to get ready for the party and everything. So that'll do it for me, guys. So thank you to everyone who tuned in. Even if it was only for a moment, I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to follow me here on Twitch and or subscribe. Either one would make me a happy person. If you're watching this on YouTube, I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know when I go live, you can follow me on X at TTVNextJGGen24. It's my gamer tag that's on the left side of your screen there. So go give me a follow. I'll usually post whenever I go live. You can also turn on notifications here on Twitch. That way Twitch sends you an email every time I start up a stream. Yeah, I mean, we made some progress in the multiplayer program. Obviously, I couldn't make any more because I was so flustered with Alonso's signing with the Orioles that I just couldn't focus. So, and I'd rather not be on tilt for this stream. But we're still going to make progress. I mean, I'm only 2 stolen bases away from another 20 program stars. So there is that. Not to mention the home runs. 11 away from 50. I think that's doable. I'm only 4 away from another 20, or 4 runs away from another 20 strikeouts. So I can make a ton more progress. I can't do it while I'm angry. So, I'll go to this party, have a good time, and then I'll come back tomorrow, hopefully a little less angry, and we'll see how things go. So I hope to see you all tomorrow, Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys, have a good night.